Jamie-Lynn Sigler in town doing Cinderella. She's also Meadow Soprano.
Meadow, how are you, Jamie-Lynn?
I'm very well. How are you?
You know, yesterday, because we thought you were going to be on yesterday, and when you were MIA, we thought, when Meadow Soprano's missing, you don't ask too many questions,
Thought you were in a trunk of a car somewhere. We didn't know.
You don't know.
No, I was safe. I was trying to get through to you guys. I just had the wrong number.
Well, that happens. Are you, because one of the cool things about on the TV show, like, all the actors are really Italian.
I know, except me.
Except you.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, is Robert Eiler, who plays Tony Jr. or Anthony Jr., is he Italian?
He's got a little bit of Italian in him. He's Irish, but he's got a little Italian. I have none.
Are you Jewish?
Yes, I'm Jewish. I'm Cuban, I'm Greek, I'm Romanian, and I'm Jewish.
Really? So you're a
hybrid.
You're a Kuru-Gree Jew.
That's exactly right.
Oh, very nice.
That's the technical term.
What was your audition like for The Sopranos?
Yeah, no kidding.
I really didn't want to go, believe it or not, because I had just auditioned for a couple of other pilots and came really close and didn't get them. I was getting really frustrated, and it was getting close to summertime, and I was like, I'm going to take the summer off, go away to camp or something. And when my manager called me and said, "Listen, why don't you just go? It's called Sopranos. Maybe it's about singing. Like, I don't know what it's about. Why don't you just go?"
I like the way you're talking about. I thought maybe just take the summer off. You were all of, 15 at the time?
Yeah, I was 16.
16 when you were auditioning?
Right.
Yeah.
You needed a vacation.
Yeah, needed a vacation. Take the summer off. Did you?
Right.
So
your agent told you to go?
Right. So I was like, all right, fine. So I totally went in with this attitude, that I wasn't going to get it, and I don't know why I'm here. And I guess it worked for Meadow,
So yeah, that attitude, they probably fed off of that.
Totally. So I got a couple of callbacks, still wouldn't let myself get excited, and learned more and more that, it wasn't about singing, it was about the mafia. And then it became reality when there was just two of us left.
Now, if you want to talk to Jamie-Lynn Sigler, if you want to talk to Meadow Soprano, 404-741-0997, got a question. One of the things that is like one of the first things people are talking about this year, the new season, everybody agrees on one thing. You see Meadow? She looks incredible this year.
Oh, thank you.
Everybody's saying she looks fantastic. And you do. I mean, you've dropped a lot of weight. You really are very svelte. And, was this something you did on your own? Did the producers say, hey, you got it?
No, actually, when I started this season, when I started the first season, I had an eating disorder that I've come out and talk about with a lot of young girls and things like that. And actually, I was told to gain weight.
Really?
Because he wanted a full Italian girl.
He wanted like Tony's sister.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what happened with the second season. But it was just a matter of also me just regulating, balancing my life after getting over something like that. And now I'm at the place that I want to be, and so there I am.
What do you do to stay fit now? What's your workout?
Well, this show's a workout for me. If anybody, please come see Cinderella. It's quite a workout. But I make sure every morning I at least do something.
Now, I'm assuming this year we're going to even be seeing more and more of you on The Sopranos, because I know that David Chase has come out and said that the storylines this year revolve more around Tony and Carmela and the family.
Yeah,
and
absolutely. You're going to see a lot. This is the best hint I can give if you want to know what's going to be happening. I can't say, but you'll be seeing a lot more of Meadow.
Well, the storyline right now with Meadow seeing this guy who's half Jewish, half black is a brilliant storyline. And I love how he says he's going to kick Tony's ass. I love it. I just love that. Oh, it's brilliant.
Now, Jamie-Lynn, when you got the part, did you all of a sudden go out and rent all the Godfather movies?
Yeah, did you get all mob
all the mob movies just to kind of get into the role?
No, I didn't. I had seen a couple of them before, but my character, I never really had to deal much with that, except once we started filming and getting into the season, and Meadow would drop these quotes and lines, I would always have to do my research and find out what the hell she was talking about.
Right.
Are there actors in your family? Because I read that you started, doing stage when you were 9 years old.
Yeah, no, nobody. My brother's a lawyer. My other brother's a stockbroker.
You just took it up and thought in school that acting was cool?
I started dancing since when I was 3 years old.
Wow.
And I just couldn't leave the stage since. And,
you mentioned singing. Do you have a little group, or what do you do?
No, I've been singing longer than I've been acting, and I did all musical theater before Sopranos. So this past year I started recording my first album because I got my record deal because on the second season when I'm singing No Scrubs with my friend making grilled cheeses. Mm-hmm. Somebody, I don't even know why, but somebody heard it and got in contact with me, and said, is Jamie sing? And I said, yeah. It's just, so next thing I knew, I was in a recording studio.
You're kidding? Like, what record company?
It's a brand new label in America called Edel North America.
Yeah, we know about Edel.
Yeah, so I'm kind of like their breaking new artist.
Wow, congratulations. What kind of music do you do?
Well, because of my Cuban background, it's got a lot of Latin influence to it. I mean, it's pretty popish, but, more in the Latin R&B kind of side.
Instead of Jamie-Lynn Sigler, you could put Meadow Soprano looking for a hit. A little mob feel.
No, she's going to be J-Lynn.
J-Sig.
Yeah, right? I love
J-Sig.
her, so.
J-Sig. You're the new J-Sig.
What was it like, with all the success of the show, suddenly you're at all these award shows and there's all these actors and superstars around you?
It's very surreal. I mean, I remember the first time we went to the Emmys, that was our first big award show. Robert and I, my little brother, were just, running around up to everyone and just like little kids in a candy store, Like we went up to the cast of Friends and this and that. It was so surreal and amazing, but we all have so much fun together. I'll tell you a funny story. At the Golden Globes, we were told if we won Best Show, there was too many of us, we couldn't all go on stage. Mm-hmm. And of course, Tony Sirico just did not like that at all.
Right, and Tony Sirico, you don't argue with, Paulie Walnuts.
You don't argue with Paulie Walnuts. So, I mean, I can't repeat what he said because of the language.
I would love to have heard that.
So,
yeah.
Literally 12 of us snuck into this service elevator with like all the waiters and all the food and everything. Went through the kitchen, and once they announced Best Show, we all of a sudden just appeared on stage. No one knew where we came from.
Oh, really?
Excellent.
Yeah.
That was not planned.
No.
Has Tony Sirico ever talked to you privately about his past? Because, right now on thesmokinggun.com, you can actually pull up transcripts of his courtroom, of his case from back in the early 70s. I mean, this guy was like the real deal. I'm telling you, guy was the real deal.
He hasn't told me like specific stories, but he's told me he can always take care of anything.
Oh man, he
I
could
can take
absolutely.
care of it.
So you were talking about like being at these award
The
shows.
Golden Globes and stuff. Who are some of the biggest actors you met?
I met Dylan McDermott, which is big for me because I think he's gorgeous. Cast of Friends, of course, Robert and I, because we love that show.
Right.
Julia Roberts, and I mean, I'm very shy. I kind of like to sit back and take it all in, kind of thing. But I like the perks. I got to meet and sing because of their HBO concert and stuff like that, and that was cool for me.
You get your picture taken with them and
yeah,
with all the other. Now at the premiere in New York a few weeks ago, there were a lot of big stars there. Keith Richards was there, and now I had heard that Springsteen was there, but there were no sightings of him.
Well, he has been there the past 2 years. He might have been there and just kind of really laid low. I don't know how he did it, but he might have.
Yeah, how can you lay that low if you're the boss and you show up at a party?
I keep hearing that like now The Sopranos is becoming the show in Hollywood that all the big stars, they want cameos on this show. I mean, everybody calls all the stars are calling their agents. Got to get me on The Sopranos. Got to get me on The Sopranos.
Jennifer's got a question for you. Jamie-Lynn Sigler. Hello, Jennifer. You're on.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi.
I was wondering how you would feel about being.
She was on a cell phone.
She was about to say, are you afraid of being typecast, kind of like Melissa Gilbert was with Little House on the Prairie?
Okay. Not really, because first of all, I'm not Italian, so I don't know if I should be really typecast as an Italian.
And you don't really play like a mobster. I mean, you don't.
Yeah. I mean, I could understand that question for Tony Sirico and those guys. There's not really much else they could play, but be the recycled mafia men of Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
But well, I mean, Cinderella is a completely different role for me.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
There's not a touch of Meadow in it.
Right.
So I mean, there you go. There's my one other chance.
Now, talk a little bit about Nancy Marchand, and also, there were a lot of people talking about whether or not the scene that was in the first episode this year where they, I don't even know, they digitally placed her in the show, even though she had passed away, that a lot of people thought that looked very weird and kind of almost creepy.
Creepy, yeah. That's exactly how it was. It was creepy. Nancy was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
There's not enough good things we can all say about her, and we miss her a lot. And, I guess we're glad to have had her as long as we did, because she was sick from the beginning.
Yeah.
And it was hard to see her suffering all through last year, watching her, and it was hard. But she was amazing. I mean, the second that camera was rolling, she was on.
And she was on breathing apparatus.
Yeah, and she had a nurse with her, and oxygen in her dressing room, and all of that. And you could see it was hard, and it was getting harder. And her husband had passed away before, and so I think we were kind of prepared for it, but none of us, think about her without having a smile on her face. She was wonderful.
Did you think that scene that they put her in, and what was your reaction when you saw it?
It creeped me out. I remember at the premiere that all of us afterwards were just like, yeah. Because I remember when we heard it was going to be in the script, it was strange. And I think it was especially strange for Jimmy because, him having to play a scene, pretending she's there.
And they took scenes from previous shows and somehow put her head on a body.
From the past 2 seasons, different lines and things. I don't know how they did it, but...
Sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, and the thing that was weird to me is, while certainly, Olivia dying is important to the storyline, that scene almost didn't seem like it had to be there. It could have easily just been you and Carmela and AJ walking in and telling Tony, hey, your mom died.
Yeah, I don't know
weird.
why he chose to do that. And a lot of us actually did say that we could have done without it because, there's tons of things that get cut all the time. There's tons of footage that people never see.
Right.
We're talking to Jamie-Lynn Sigler, who plays Meadow Soprano. I know you got accepted to NYU. Did you ever start, and are you going to finish?
Yeah, I did one semester.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in the dorm and everything, but it was at the time we were filming the second season. And,
It was just too much.
Yeah. I was just driving. I know I was a psychology major. I wasn't in the acting program. So my professors, were just not understanding about anything.
What?
And my roommate was a horror.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why? What was it? Potluck? You just got some random person?
No, I kind of knew her too, and I thought it would be good. So I was scared about rooming random. She was so bad.
Why? What'd she do?
Well, I'd walk in my room, and she'd be sleeping in my bed because mine was more comfortable.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I know.
Pulled the roommate weirdness thing.
Sometimes friends are better as friends than roommates.
Mm-hmm. Well, look at my roommate on the show.
Yeah, your roommate on the show. She's like a candidate for teen pregnancy right there. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There'll be some funny things.
How long have you been doing Cinderella? Is this the first production this week, or have you been in other cities?
No, I opened in Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay.
3 weeks ago. This is my third city. Then we went to Orlando, and now we're here.
How long after you guys wrapped The Sopranos? And I think, wasn't that like February or something?
I wrapped 2 days before I flew out to Louisville.
And so how long did you have to learn your lines?
2 days.
2 days to learn all the lines?
Yes.
No, wait, how do you learn a whole play's worth of lines in 2 days?
Well, I was studying the lines while I was filming, in between stuff and getting ready for that, but I had 2 days of rehearsal. I basically had to put in, and then I watched, Deborah Gibson was doing the part before me. I watched her do it.
Uh-huh.
And then I just went in.
Now, somebody told me who saw the show that it's a male actor who is playing the evil witch.
The stepmother.
Or the stepmother,
yes.
The evil stepmother. Now, what's the deal with that? I mean, why?
They just couldn't find an evil woman? Or they're trying to get cute with us?
Yeah.
No, he's just amazing. It's hysterical. I think people have to come to this show with the expectation that it's not traditional. It's interracial.
Sure.
It's going to be different. I mean, a lot of the people wanted the Julie Andrews version. And truth of the matter is those who want it are very few because I think everybody else would want a modern, more, kind of adapted version of it.
And
his name is Everett, and he's amazing. He's hysterical.
And Eartha Kitt, of course, is in this. And Eartha Kitt, now she's out there. She's an interesting woman.
She is quite the entertainer.
Yeah.
She's amazing. She's 74. I always forget that. Because this woman, has more energy than I do. She does 8 shows a week, travels everywhere every week, works out like a fiend every morning. She's amazing. She's very inspiring.
That's great. Well, Cinderella at the Fox for Sopranos still on. They're going into episode number 4 this week. What's been your favorite episode so far?
That have aired?
Yeah, of the whole 3 years. If you have a favorite episode that stuck out?
I think still the first season, the college episode was
Everybody loves that episode. This is the episode where Tony takes his daughter to visit colleges and accidentally stumbles upon a former rat who is now in the witness protection program.
Yeah.
He actually stumbles on this guy in the witness protection program, and in between dropping off Meadow at classes, finds time to whack the guy.
Nice.
Thank you, Jamie-Lynn.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
The best of the Morning X.
With Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy.
99X.